Again, my name is Miss Saldana. I'm a library intern, and today we're going to be doing a research lab in the library. The library is literally going to transform into a research lab for you, so you're going to have to get your mindsets ready for your debates. You are already broken up into teams, but I'll get there further when we go into the slides. So if you look at the board, we are doing an evidence scavenger hunt. The case that you are going to be debating and working on is the United States should significantly increase its exploration of the Arctic. Okay? So basically, we are going to utilize the library as a research lab for its resources. You will be able to locate, evaluate, and justify the relevance of 3 evidence artifacts. So you need to find a book, you need to find an article, and you need to have a primary source. I'm going to give you quick examples, not to insult you, but I'm going to give you quick examples of how to look up those items in the library so that you're just better prepared for creating your argument and your debate towards the end in your evidence court. Okay? You need to either support with your team, either support affirmative or a negative position on this resolution. The United States should increase its exploration of the Arctic. Okay? So you're just trying to get into the mindset. If you had to prove the U.S. should expand Arctic exploration or block it, what single piece of evidence would convince you either for or against, and then why? Okay? That is our main thing for your evidence court when you come back with your teams to debate against each other. All right? The materials you need should already be on your desk. You should have the Research Lab graphic organizer. That is what you are going to be filling out. So that looks like this. Right here, it basically shows you the book. You're going to be giving me the source details, the evidence you found, and how it impacts your case. You're going to be looking for your article and then your primary source. And again, you're filling out the entire graphic organizer. Okay? You do have a scoring sheet that you should also have at your teams. This scoring sheet is basically, you will win a prize if you are the winning team. If you are the winning debate team, you will win a prize. Your scoring sheet goes like this: 1 point for completion if you found the book, the article, or the primary source you were looking for. You get 2 points if that you are the first team to finish correctly, which means your entire graphic organizer is completed correctly and you did things appropriately. That is something that's only checked off by me or your teacher or Ms. Martinez, okay? And then the last one is the strongest argument for 3 points. Did you have the best use of your primary sources to prove your case? Make sense? Okay, and it gives you every single thing I just said at the bottom of your scoring rubric just in case. But the winning team will be getting a reward. You should also have your Chromebook and then a writing tool because you can't get anything written on paper if you do not have a writing utensil. Good? If you don't have a pencil, just let us know and then we can get you one. Any questions so far? All right. Okay, again, our main question. If you had to prove the United States should expand Arctic exploration or block it, what single piece of evidence could you use and would convince you what and why? Okay? Keep that in your minds while you're researching for these pieces for your debate. All right, our briefing. Are you ready for your task? Your team must find 3 pieces of evidence or 3 evidence artifacts and record them on your Research Lab graphic organizer. You need a book so that you have a deep historical or scientific context. You need a newspaper or magazine article for current events or expert opinions. And you also need a primary source for ground level proof, okay? So like a photo, a map, government report. And I will give you the websites and things like that so that you have access to those things. Make sense? All right, we already broken into teams. Those are the 3 things that you're going to need. Remember, you're either affirmative or negative. So I'm going to go right quick, and you are just going to write if you are affirmative or negative. If there's too many of one or the other, then I will assign you appropriately, okay? Are y'all affirmative or negative? Affirmative? Okay, I'll come back. Are you affirmative or negative? Affirmative? Okay, write that on your graphic organizer really big at the top. Guys, we all affirmative or negative? Let's do it. Alright, write it really big on the top.
Yeah.
Affirmative or negative? Okay, write it really big, add your graphic. The graphic organizer. Alright, well, you two are the ones that are going to be negative, so I decided for you. You are negative and you are negative. So you all have to find things that are against. Good? Yes? Alright, write it really big on top of your graphic organizer so that I know your stance.
Do we have to use evidence from the library?
Yes.
Yes, that's part of your research lab. Okay, so it's one evidence from the library. I'm going to show you your examples right now, and then you'll have web sources that I'll let you look at. Okay, does that make sense? What evidence is it that you're wanting to?
Well, we're in this topic, so we'll use our own line.
Oh, what you already had?
Yeah.
It's plagiarism. You got to prove it to me. It is self-plagiarism. Sorry.
Yeah, you got, yeah.
You have to go back and research, which should make it easier for you, and find those articles or those sources. You can't use what you've already had because it is self-plagiarism. I know it's ridiculous, but it is self-plagiarism. Trust me, my master's degree would have been easier if I just turned in all the papers I've already done. It would have been so much easier. All right, remember, find your evidence, fill out the graphic organizer, be ready to defend. Let me go ahead.
Guys, sit for a second. She's going to show you.
Yeah, I'm not done. Hold on.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
I know, they are. Okay, real quick. Behavior expectations. Work collaboratively and respectfully within teams. Okay? Use the materials with care and remain in the library research area. Make sure you keep your voices at a conversational level. I don't want to hear you like all the way in the office having your conversation about the Arctic exploration, okay? Also, make sure you return the physical materials. So once you get the books and you find a book or a source that you're looking at and you like it, just go return it right here in the cart and we'll put it away for you, all right? You don't have to shove it back in or try to figure out where it went. Any questions about that? Okay. All right, your hunt. Before you go into your hunt, remember, complete the research graphic organizer. You're selecting that one best piece of evidence. Let me show you how to do these things right quick. Okay, for the library catalog, if you do not remember how to get on the library catalog, you go to the little house. If you see my pointer up there, you go to the little house. Then you're going to click on Destiny. Once you click on Destiny, it'll pop up your basic searcher, and that is where you type in your titles or your topics. Now, I have some that will work for you. For example, I typed in Arctic exploration. Well, that's not working. It's because I'm filming, right? All right, I typed in exploration, and it's giving me a whole bunch of books that go under that category. It is your job to search and find ones that are appropriate to your debate and your topic. Okay, another thing, you see right here where it says call number? See where it says call number underneath the title? That is what you're going to write down if that's the book you want, and me or Ms. Martinez will help you go locate that in the nonfiction section. Does that make sense? That is how you identify your book. Yes? Oh, okay. All right. Any other questions about that? Okay, that's how to find the books that we have here in your database over there in the nonfiction section. Good? The next thing I'm going to show you is for your article. For your article, guys, you are going to be using Gale in context. This is very important because this is the website that you use. We wrote it out right here. That's the password. Once it takes you to this screen, you know you're in the right section. Click on high school, okay? And then you'll select Forney. If you know how to do this already, great. If you don't, then it's just a quick refresher. You click high school. You'll click your district. Forney ISD. Enter in the password. And then again, what did I say you were going to be using? Do you remember what I said? Gale in context. So if you're not going to remember that, write it off to the side. Gale in context. So you're going to go and look for Gale in context. Which would it be? Just the Gale ebooks?
It's the one. Down on the bottom, left, on the left, second.
This one? Oh, right here. Gale in context for high school. Sorry, I couldn't even see that. Make sense? I'll write it on the board so just in case you forget. All right. The last thing I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to let you go. You have 20 minutes after that. Last thing. If you look at the slides. Your primary sources. You can go ahead and type in the National Archives, okay, .gov, and that'll give you your primary source information, okay? I'll also write that on the board so that you know that that's what you can use for your primary sources. Does that make sense? Okay. B, Gale in context. A is the books that are in here on Destiny, and then C is going to be your national website, National Archives. All right, you have 20 minutes. I am going to start your timer. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
Are you paying attention?
Yes.
I don't want to write it in marker.
It's no money. You're smiling everywhere. You're like,
Remember, this is debate class.
who has Destiny on? Yeah, use this. Can I use it?
Because you've already found one.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's all over there. I'm going to show you.
We found one who from the Homeland Security Advisor and U.S. Army Corps.
You can bring it if you want to, but you're going to get the book.
So we can use that.
You said 613 and what? 8, 9?
She said, context or whatever.
Oh, where's our part? Ethan's already hard at work. Let's go.
Driven by unsuspecting access to finance.
So Gale Context National. Okay, so school reform. So these are two national archives and Gale are two different files. So you would use
China's
Gale
going
to
under
find
this
art that's
exploration, are they?
exploration. So you would type in your queries for Arctic exploration.
Okay, should they be going looking up their books now? Yes.
And then for your next
You got two on the run.
you would go to the internet.
Virginia just got some. Who went to find books for your team?
So go ahead and do this one first, and when you're ready to do the national archives.
They're over there. That's where she's over there.
Do you need something? You got a
Well,
call
they're
number?
trying to. They need the call number. And
Okay. Did you find the call number? You need to find
Go back
it.
to the. Yeah, hit Arctic. Okay. And then what's your call number? You see the call number?
That's where she is.
Is that the one you want? Okay, so 910. It's 9.
And then if you decide that's not really scroll back up. It says more like this on the right side.
All right, are you going to look for it? You got to take your paper with, take Jen's paper with you. Don't call them wrong.
I'll meet you right there.
Yes, go get your Chromebook.
Okay. What do we need to find out? Okay, are you gonna find that? Are you gonna find the article?
Have y'all done what you're asking me to do yet? You got 20 minutes, guys.
Let's finish this off. Everything. You're breathing. Cal's farting.
Anything but weird. Anything.
I'm not telling you what you're saying. I'm telling you the science is saying. Sure. You do that. You need to look at what the research is saying.
Yeah.
Because it's extreme. That's
Well, like, give us a Jolly Rancher. What is the price? My hair's on. It's about exploration. No, I just because I thought my hair was that.
I'm just saying, you need to do research and just to listen to people. What you see is you if you can help yourself, because it's far different from what you want to.
What? No, it's just I think you don't understand where you're going. You see this hair right here?
Yes, we should.
They actually
They're going to explain it to you. Russia's explaining it. Control of China's explaining it. Control of
okay.
You're always going to do that.
Right now?
You're going to go with
If we were in the classroom.
how it's going to be. You're going to go with
But then I feel like you wouldn't like
But I
it.
tell you what you
I feel like you're not because it would be different from how you normally do it. You normally just do it in a straight line.
What do you have? Math?
Take a picture.
You can also go
Take a picture of our base.
You're already there. You're still explaining.
Yes,
That's yours. Did you find the book?
Because I can tell.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're looking over.
What? Don't try to what?
You have to.
I don't try to.
Okay, what is
We couldn't find what we wanted,
I'm just saying, I don't think I'm just saying.
which is probably
You can tell.
actually wait,
You're
just
only
like the
being
opposite.
expensive because you
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So you need, she's going to book. You got the column, right? There's at least. He's going to look on the sugar. You need three
No, that's
things.
just the things he says. He doesn't say them with anything. Oh, we know. I was literally just thinking a couple seconds ago.
So, somebody.
I got 2 books. This is the only thing that was about. We have boulders as well.
Are you good? You do have a very picture. You'll hit the same. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, we got to the elevator.
Okay, I found some blue.
I have a lot of I used to.
I see each one.
How much time do they have? Do we want to say like 15 minutes? All right, you got 15 minutes. Sorry. So my okay, that's a graphic novel.
Did you find it, baby?
I don't know if that will be. I mean, one of. Okay, graphic novel. H-I.
You know what? Y'all might want to do this because he's got a negative attitude about it. No, it's not. Hey, how many times y'all been today?
Those are Stranger Things. Okay, looking for that call number. It looks like she's
Neighbor, it's gonna
S-I-N, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
You're just finding the information. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Where can we?
I'm gonna read this.
And we also have to fill out the paragraph.
just like anything Arctic, like the history or.
Okay. Let's see. Because I think all of the boys might have taken one, but let's search.
Look, I'll read that. Listen, I will read that. It'll tell you someone else who did use
Pretty correct procedure.
Actually, archives is the one that does. So you can look for chapter 3.
Okay, I got expedition history.
I'm just saying.
The call of the. Did we get this one? No. Let's see if there's that one, but I think one of the boys might have picked it. So 919.
Background.
89. Here, hold on. 91989. Let's come over here and look for it.
Did you find one? Well, if it's LD debate, you could use the graphic novel and explain that, you're going to look at it. Are you AF or NEG?
AF.
Okay. So you're going to look at military, oil, improving the indigenous people's lifestyles. That's what you're going to look at. Okay? Militarily, there's huge reasons to do it. Oil is huge. Anwar is a huge thing we haven't touched.
So you want to change it to oil or something?
Yeah, what are you looking at arguing right now? You really don't know, do you?
No.
Do you want to
So-
go back and confer with your group?
Yeah, why would you explore? Why do you think we go to what you need to find out what's in the article? Yes. Find out what's in the article, what your reason is, and looking for that. Exploration means a lot of things. Hey, understanding the weather, climate change, understanding climate change. A good way to beat the neg. I'm just saying. Of course, because we know those polar bears are suffering.
Ah, polar bear.
I know, there's
I can't wait for my class. Take it.
It's not turning on. Oh, there we
So
go.
what is we like opinion pieces in journals and stuff that aren't really scientific.
4 years of that. What do we want for Arctic? Primary sources, magazine. We need a magazine. We also do news. That probably has opinion based stuff.
Where's that place for the primary source? Isn't that the National Archives?
How about some of the minerals? Yeah, the minerals.
Also, guys, if y'all have book resources that you know another team wants or can borrow when you're done with them, maybe you can share across.
No.
You want to win?
Yes. I also know his little sister. She was a baby, but she's a toddler. Because everywhere she went for the tourist, his mom died and the boys were reading.
He is on Melting Arctic Ice Kills Borders.
You did the national,
Yeah, National Archives.
and it's not still up. Did you try? What? Did you say about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, no, because you have to get cited and peer reviewed. Like, they have to be legit cited. Okay, you can try searching it up through. As long as you can show that it's been like peer reviewed. Okay, that's fine. You can use Google Scholar as long as you can show that the article you're using is legit and you can cite it.
Hey, I'm betting it a lash less than 10. Actually, 11
How we doing, guys?
This is stupid. I wanna self-play.
You want to pull up your case and just argue your
Yeah,
case? You
pretty
can't do
much.
that.
I don't even think that. I just need to find a different website because the websites that we are using don't have what we need.
Find what you can and then pull up extra stuff.
Warming Planet, they put chill.
Okay, what
Do what?
Warming client making.
You don't even know what they're looking for yet. It's expiration or what kind of website are you trying to get on?
Skim through that.
That's me. Are you on education?
Give me a primary source.
Where's y'all's Chromebooks? Well, now if you're going to sit there and talk,
Yeah,
you don't.
sure. We're doing it.
Everybody else is working. On what? Let's see.
Still paying attention.
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
Today, if you got some for my baker, it's based off the whole machine. You know, baking, and you can get on the balance and he was like, we're doing reading. I was like, I don't want y'all guys to do it like this.
Icebreakers. Y'all know anything about icebreakers?
Don't talk
How many
about
icebreakers do we have in the United States?
Two? Yeah, it's two functioning icebreakers and there's like 3 ports, I
And
think.
how many does Russia have?
Lots.
20, 30 something?
I think it's actually 50 something.
Might be. It's a lot.
Can I borrow some?
No. Can't let you. You want to research on it? Send the girls go get theirs.
You got about 6 minutes.
Not everybody can be on education. Then y'all need to take care of that.
The thing we're supposed to use for our primary source, what was the...
We're going to use books. I don't know.
We need an article. We need an article.
Alright, so it was the National Archives, which they said they were trying looking at the use of the stuff, so they were trying to find like which is fine, but verify and cite legit. There's even like U.S. Geological Survey, the maps. Y'all are negative, right? Yeah, y'all can use the geological surveys for the maps, depending on what angle your argument's taking.
You can put your dad's
See if y'all can get access to that as well. Policy Act.
The one that's not required to research, and then check if you need to pass from.
Do you think any of the actual working animals should be on this?
Another thing that I just realized by looking at this
I'd love to see the collaboration on this. It's a great team collaborating. I feel negativity at this table. Were you?
they're doing good. They're figuring out how to make it work.
Spell species.
Huh?
Spell species.
SPCs.
How do you spell species like actually?
SPECIES.
That was too fast.
Species. I think that's right. Is that right?
Yes.
Ask the English teacher, how do you spell species? Yes, I got it right. I got it right. I just didn't know. No, every time I spell it, I think it's wrong.
Yes, you do.
Okay, that table over there, they're pretty much ready.
And then well, actually only animal that considers human, right?
Close. Yeah, they're just trying to get them because they're
Actually,
Landon, you got your stuff? You ready to go? Yeah, Landon's quick.
okay, yes, but we still don't have a single article for our primary
Yes.
source. Literally, no, literally just put something down.
They're going to talk about fuzzy polar bears.
Let's get a PMO. Literally just put an article down. Just this is be good. Just put an article. Just continue.
All the articles going to be pretty close to the same thing.
I'm trying to find where it talks about the endangered aquifer thing.
I'm sorry you got stuck with this group.
This was on purpose.
What was on purpose?
Misspelling children.
Someone find a price.
That has to do with the Arctic?
We're already doing how they're doing.
It does have to do
With the Chile and the Arctic?
Don't cuss me.
Yeah, because why did is it fine to
So lame.
And you still don't have to write it.
It's getting mad. It's
We
like,
still don't have to write it. Can I? If I didn't know your name, I couldn't ask about the art. You were
What does Gen Z have to do with the Arctic? I hear y'all talk about everything.
I'm doing the marine. I'm gonna look up the marine mammal.
So I got class.
Stop talking about Disney.
No, do not pull that crap. I will kill you.
Did you pick on him?
She said that we can use Google It just makes sure it's peer-reviewed.
So
No, you focus on what you can get better at.
This book, we use the book to show that exploration in general is good. Then we use this article to prove that
I found why save marine mammal. I just found why save marine mammal protection.
primary source, NOAA. So this is the NOAA inside the Arctic region. So that's first person, right? And then they're talking about how they're researching in the Arctic.
Because you're the next. You want to bring up the bad issue. Anything that will deter us from something. We're going to melt the ice. We're going to kill the polar bears.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, I literally found one.
I need to see a chance.
I don't. It's just like a government report.
Not
So
me.
that's what I could find.
It's a fancy.
Yeah,
Okay, it was
so
just
the
brand
NOAA
new. This is August 6th,
is-
2025.
There's a, yeah.
The people that know
It's a possibility on one of the math models.
the
This is
National
what happens.
Organization of Arctic
Gotta read it.
Research, something like that. Yeah, it's just
Look at the poor polar bears.
They are the peers. Like, they are the ones that are
Are y'all Afroneg?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're really into that. Like, our main focus is starting out. I know what I'm asking. Can you write those down? Just feel like it shows.
It demonstrates. It sounds fancy.
Well, we're trying to take a
The transcript of the video. Yeah, so the video is inside the article.
I want to focus.
This is, it's going over.
No, because shows people how
Down
they
here, the National Oceanic and
polar
Atmospheric
bears and animals in melting
With
ice
those
caps.
pathogens, when ice caps.
I understand that, but that's.
It's going to kill the
But we
animals.
don't have enough room for that, bud.
In the article.
That's not the primary. That's not the primary source.
Every
Okay, can we?
not the primary.
Okay, just right. It demonstrates
Find like
how
there.
on why we need to save the Arctic animals. By the way, I need to pull. I'm trying to prove that it's
Are we
actually.
gonna actually make this?
Yes, you are.
5 minutes, right?
Perfect.
Are they done?
All
All right, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to wrap up your strongest argument that you got with what you
Don't
have.
have pathogens right now.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Strongest argument. You ready in 2 minutes? Somebody's got to do it. So,
No, I'm trying to find a good. I'm trying to find a good in this.
you know you're presenting your technical.
See the Arctic animals. I've been trying to find that out. I haven't read. So you're directing me to ask you questions. So I've been able to read my freaking thing I found.
You want him to present. Mr. It's the facts.
This is right here.
And you found your article?
Get your best argument. Get it put forward.
Is this
Oh, the
good?
article,
Is
yeah,
this
that's
good to
the
say?
name, but it's just really long.
Y'all have your best
And then
argument.
your primary source.
Your half.
Is this good?
So I think now your last thing is the last argument, but
I don't know.
a little bit in
Okay, I did it on.
So as long as you can prove your evidence,
Everybody's ready,
work
right?
on your argument.
No. We get like 5 more minutes.
No, you got about 2 minutes. Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah, your time is dwindling. With what you have, think about your argument.
Or else we're all getting all 3 sources. Reading and memorizing. I'm trying to write that down. Sorry, but my English was too, so you just write it down. Okay, we found our things. We found our things. Huh? Go for it! I don't know. Yes. Who's the author?
I'm gonna put y'all as team unicorns and go.
That's why you're the easy here.
We'll just put 2 next week. I mean, that's fine.
That was the first thing in mind. Leave me alone.
But y'all did get all your sources.
Yes, yeah.
Where's your book?
Our book is
Okay. And your article?
Why see the Wait. Oh, I have it. I have it.
Okay.
Without wasting words.
Primary source? Got it?
Yeah, right here.
Now, y'all weren't
Name
the first.
3 reasons why you buy that funny.
Ready?
But
Ready?
Soccer's argument is what you
David?
Stop making
Just
me
Google it.
Ethan, just present your own.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Can we double present?
All right, time up.
Sure.
Time up. Get your arguments. One person from your team needs to speak. If I have not looked at your grading rubric yet, can you please hold it up? Your grading, your rubric.
Who are you looking at?
What are you talking about earlier?
The destroyed friend that I don't know how do you write an essay? One, get that. Almost 1,000 characters.
Okay. And then your best primary, so get one person.
Jenna, you need to quit harassing me. I was trying to quit harassing me. Not that.
Yeah, we're trying to focus. Just think of
On a third world problem right now?
die. Please say that.
We're gonna focus on this issue and solve it. Because we are the debaters of the debate. We are the writers of the story. We are the future of America. And you want to
Kill. I have it. It says it in my thing. Oh, I just said it in my thing. We're also gonna kill sea otters, elephant seals. Just like almost in my
You
funeral.
ready?
But would you can read that down? Read elephant
You're
seals.
gonna stand on the front?
No.
You're going to
She
the
wanted
front.
to sea otters.
Hey, David, go ahead and go to the front if you're ready.
Hey, you going over to my
Landon, you ready?
Pick one person from your team that's going to deliver this argument. All right. Are we ready?
Yep, we're getting them at the front. Landon, go ahead and stand up.
All right, everybody needs to be paying attention, provide respect. We are now in our evidence court. In your evidence court, remember one person from each of your teams needs to give the best piece of evidence that you found. Okay? Your best piece of evidence. It's all right if you didn't get all 3 sources, use your best piece of evidence. Now, you need to have where you found your source. Give me at least 1 to 2, 3 sentences?
Yep. Just
Debating your point across. If you're either for or against, okay? And then I will go and on your recording sheet, we can all, the adults will decide who has the strongest argument.
Do you want them all up there?
Do you want your whole team up there with you?
No, I mean all the talkers. You want all the talkers?
All yes, all the talkers.
David, go ahead. Landon, go ahead and stand at the front of the room.
All the talkers, please go to the front.
Who's presenting?
for the groups so that you can give your argument. You want more than one speaker?
Can I would that be 5? Like 8 minutes.
Let's do one.
Yeah, go. There you go.
You can support her.
Let's go.
Give her supportive eyes.
Team one should go first. Go. Who's team one?
Your team 2 people have
Go.
Alright, so we're team 1, we're affirmative, we're supporting that. And our best piece of evidence is violation today and expiration. So the NOAA is the person that oversights the Arctic and aerospace. And they said that the total Arctic ice has been halved over the last 30 years. And that we need to be inside the Arctic researching fast so that we can research sea ice and sea water to help protect us from climate change. Now, not only is climate change a great reason to be down there, but in Reach for the Moon by John Choi, by Russia being the first man into space, by Russia putting the first man into space, the Soviets had won the first round of the space race and shown that they were better and more prepared. Being the last person to explore an area makes the U.S. look weak and vulnerable. We can't let that happen, and we need to be the first people inside the Arctic researching.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, team 2.
unicorns.
Are y'all for or against? Against.
But we're against because of reasons of climate change. Though he did say that going to climate change and basically researching the water would be helpful by actually going into the Arctic, you're speeding up the same climate change that you're trying to stop. By doing this, you're causing erosion and this deposition of the animals inside the Arctic, which are your polar bears, your elephant seals, your sea otters. You're basically moving them away and making them extinct. These same animals and things that bring this basically equilibrium and the balance in the Arctic that we need to sustain. Then we also have the pathogens in the Arctic. Like Kia said, the sea ice is melting constantly. And with that, these different viruses that are in the Arctic, we don't know what these viruses can do. Right now, they can do, we have research proving some of these viruses evidently, we don't know if these can get out and basically cause more destruction. And then another thing we found was that by going into the Arctic, it can be causing tension to the other people that are trying to causing tension to the other people that are trying to restore the Arctic, which could lead to basically conflict nations that we don't want.
Good. Thank you. All right, team 3, right? All right, team 3.
We are for the U.S. Increasing exploration,
Okay.
and we are arguing this for national security, as we have found from our Arctic survival guide, that the Arctic is a vast majority of the Earth, and that many countries have increased their access into the Arctic, including Russia and China, for national security. And we have calculated from our Arctic military tracker that Russia and China have a combined 60 Arctic military bases, and NATO only has 81. This has all come after Russia pulled out of the Arctic Council, meaning they have unlimited access to the Arctic without external coercion. And we have also calculated that Russia has increased their cybersecurity attacks on NATO military bases. And we are arguing that the U.S. should increase exploration for national security, for natural resources, and for trade routes. As global warming takes place and the ice is melting, trade routes are able to open up, which can increase global cooperation. And we are arguing that the U.S. should have access to these rather than external threats.
Good job. Thank you.
It's a full debate class. I mean, there's no ones that go ahead.
All right, Mr.
Landon.
Ford.
We argue for the Arctic exploration due to the melting of the ice up at the North Pole, with the United States wanting more access to the Arctic for trade routes and natural resources in response to Russia and China trying to get claims in the Arctic. That as the ice melts, the water will be more liquid to be able to to have trade routes, which Russia and China are trying to take advantage of, and Donald Trump is basically saying that Denmark can't really do much because of how weak they are compared to Russia and China, and the United States must step in. So
There you go.
that's really it. Thank you, guys.
Hop in there, Jen. You got 3 minutes. Let's go.
All right, team 5, go.
Okay, so basically, we're negative. We're against the U.S. Exploring the Arctic. One of our best sources is The Call of Antarctica by Leilani Henry. She says that all of our industrial and agricultural stuff, even far away from the Arctic, is already messing up the Arctic. And if we set up bases there, we do it on the Arctic, it's going to speed up the process a lot more, and it's going to start melting the ice caps. We already see evidence of it warming up because now we see like a lot of like greenery in Antarctica, which may sound like a good thing, but it's actually really messing up the environment for the animals that live there. According to Arctic Region, one of the books we found, reduces the habitats of species, including the polar bear and walrus and elephant seal, which are now all endangered species.
Guys, I want to tell you very much, thank you so much for entertaining and working really hard on looking into resources with very limited time. I think y'all all did a great job of what y'all found. I'm going to go confer with your leaders to see who gets the final 3 points and then the overall winner, and you'll get your prizes. But give yourselves a pat on the back. You can get one person from your table to put the resources back on the return cart. Take that time to, amongst yourselves, just gather your materials, put your papers, you can gather your papers and come hand them to me. I'll take them and I'll collect them. But y'all did a great job with your debates. I really appreciate all your hard work.
Make sure everything gets put up. When you drop your papers off, go get your stuff, okay? Head to class. And I'll tell you who won in the
I'll
next
leave
one.
your prizes with your teacher.
Yeah, we'll tell them who won in the next one.
Ethan, your paper.
Thank
No,
you.
give them to her. Give them to her. And your rubric. Okay.
I didn't get to launch them.
Yes, okay.
We had a great launch.
Okay.